I do not want to have to do that again. Welcome back to Freeman's Garage. It's another day working on the abandoned 56 Tri-5 Chevy. We're going to be painting in 34-degree weather. We're going to be doing ball joints, bushings, fighting with giant coil springs, and opening boxes full of parts. I'm not even sure what this one would be. Should we just open this one right now, just for the heck of it? Just to be wild and crazy? Need to eat my Wheaties. That's some good tape. Oh, that's what it is. Well, this is for the 56 Chevy, but it's not for this video. We'll open up this stuff as we go along. Let's start pressing the sleeves out of the control arms so that we can press our new bushings in. Once that's done, we'll hit everything with a coat of semi-gloss. Everything's already primed from previous videos. I think we're gonna get the heat gun out on these parts because they are ice baby. And then we'll start slapping everything up on the front here. And just wait till we start compressing the coil springs. It's gonna be a doozy. All right, we've already ran into a problem here with pressing these sleeves out. I tried and I just don't want to play ball. So here's the new bushing and sleeve. So this metal sleeve, that is what you see right here. And then here's the other side of it. I'm having issues pressing it out. When I press this into the sleeve to try to press it out, it's just mushrooming the sleeve, therefore making it larger. And it won't come out. Now you may be saying, Freeman, what were you thinking? Why did you drill the old rubber bushing out? You should have left it all as one unit so you could push the whole piece out. Well, later in the video, I'll explain to you why I did things the way that I did. For right now, just know that, I was trying something, and sometimes I don't know why I do what I do when I do. I guess it's just what I do. Short story long, an experiment failed, and I basically just created a ton of extra work for myself. So now we're in a position where is there going to be time to assemble the entire front suspension in this one video, or is whatever farm tech solution I come up with to get those sleeves out gonna take hours? I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out. See you in a second. More like an hour later, but I got a solution figured out. I'm using a knockoff Dremel, and I'm cutting slots and then bending them down like little tabs, and you can see a little bit of separation there between the sleeve and the control arm, which is what we're looking for. You can see I put the cutoff wheel, the whole thing, inside the sleeve as well, just to see if I could get it in there and start cutting. So I'm going to try that too, kind of cutting it out from the inside. Messing up our perfect primer job. That's a shame, but you know what? We're being faced with challenges and we're figuring out solutions that are actually working. That's one of the points of this whole gig here. I may have the cheapest cutoff wheels you can possibly get, but at least I've got 5,000 of them. I need to become more of a quality man. I actually bent this whole piece. Junk! There we go. Good enough. What more does a guy need than a chisel and a hammer? I mean, really. It's about to come out. How ridiculous is that? Boy, this son of a gun is fighting us all the way to the last little bit here. Oh, come on. After all I've been through, just give it to me. And why am I drooling? There we go. Oh, buddy. I do not want to have to do that again. But I have to... But the second one always goes faster, right? Hopefully we can get through with these discs because that's about all that there is left. I broke at least a dozen of them. And I think I'm going to try to cut all the way across if I can. I think that'll be how we'll attempt this one. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. This one's coming out real easy. I basically just notched it on both sides. So if you get stuck in this situation like me, that's the key. These big bad bushing sleeves that have such a tough reputation, but if you do what we did here, I guess, I don't know how to explain that, but I guess when you cut the bushing the way that we did, I guess loses all its outward pressure or tension, I guess. I've been sawing and hacking away for a while on this lower control arm. Even got the sawzall out. I got this sleeve about to come out. I cut as much of the sleeve away on this side as I could. And after some prying and hammering and digging, I was able to get a big chunk out. And then now I'm able to hammer a chisel in here. I'll be ambidextrous and hammer with my right so that you can see. Now one of the keys that I discovered is that a brand new sharp sawzall blade is what you need. But we all know that. Trying to fight things with dull blades never works unless you're cutting through butter. Voila. And Todd's your uncle. Alright, one more on this lower control arm. Now what I did on the one that you just watched me take out is I actually ran the sawzall in here and cut a slice right in there. Now we're looking at the bottom side of the control arm. I went through the sleeve, which is passing through right there. Went through it as much as I could with the cutoff wheel. Let's just try using the cutoff wheel, but not running the sawzall through here on this one, because I really don't think that I did a whole lot with the sawzall. I mean, I cut through, but I don't really think it was necessary. We'll see what happens. I cut through as much as I could. See if we can move it at all. The sleeve. No, it does not want to slide out of either side yet. Oh wait, maybe a little bit. Hold on here. No, false alarm. Keep cutting. I'll do what I did on the other side. You know, I should have done that on this sleeve. I didn't realize that I did have room to go all the way through. I just had to finish it off with the Sawzall. Son of a beaver. There's my glasses of safety. There we go. Well, I was hoping not to make that relief cut on the inside of the sleeve with the Sawzall because it's a little risque, if you know what I mean. But let's do it. Let's get it over with. Aha. There you go. Well, almost. That'll come out of here and there we go. It's coming out. Come on. Oh, you just need a little persuasion. Alright, come on. I know you want to pop out. I know you do. If I give you a smack from back here. Oh, come on. I need you to go out this way. Alright, I know. I know what I gotta do. I know right where I gotta hit you to get you to do what I want you to do. Alright, now you'll pop out. Oh, come on, son. Come on, son. I know your dad. We're in the same bowling league. Oh my gosh. There we go. Just one more piece to get out of here. Well, you just don't want to come out, do you? Oh, okay. I see what you want. And I think that I can oblige that accommodation. You need to hit it like a man. I think we got it licked now. Oh yeah, here she comes. Once again, cutting it across seems to do it. Which takes me back to just a little bit ago. Why was I thinking that cutting it like... Why was it... I don't know. Okay, that was a masterclass at how not to remove bushings / sleeves. That was the driver's side. There's still the passenger side to do, but we're just going to run with the driver's side here and get our semi-gloss on and assemble that side. But yeah, chalk it up to experience and never again. I guess we're not done, because this is being a pain in the butt, so just got to cut a little bit more. Oh, and we're going to throw a fresh coat of primer on our control arms because we kind of scuffed them up. But that's okay. I'm just glad that we had some primer on the control arms so that they didn't rust after we did our rust removal dip and sandblasting. I'm just now realizing something. On the upper control arms, this hump right here that your rubber bump stop slams into when you land after jumping the train tracks, it goes towards the front of the vehicle, which means that the one we just spent all this time taking the sleeves out of is for the passenger side. Because I just grabbed one without looking and started working on it, so we have an upper control arm ready for new bushings for the passenger side, and we have a lower control arm for the driver's side ready to put bushings in, which means that the plan of sticking with the driver's side is not going to work, so we need to reroute. But that does mean that you're going to get to see both sides done in the same video, the entire front suspension. So that's good. There's only one thing we can do, and that's get her done. Wow, I got that one out in 5 minutes instead of 50,000. Maybe doing things this way could be a viable option. I got the sleeve on the other side coming out. This one took me about, more like 10 minutes. Oh, it's not out yet. Oh, come on. Alright, I just did a little bit more Sawzall action. Oh, come on, you big galoot. Aha! Well, it's a few days later. There was some rain and some temperatures that were a little too cold to paint. Even with the heat gun, it would have just been an unsticking, uncaring disaster. So yeah, let's get a coat of semi-gloss on everything and assemble the front suspension. It's media from the blast cabinet. It's too early to be handling this. It's been a while, but I probably shouldn't be manhandling it at the momento. I thought I got everything out of these threads. It's too early to be handling this stuff. I'm gonna ruin it. But, you know, I never claimed to be a genius, although sometimes I feel like I am one. I'm actually going to take the grease zerk out, bring it down to bare metal, and make it look nice and polished. Nothing like a good old classic 3/8 American wrench. Let's not scratch the paint on top of the ball joint already. Gosh, I'm such an idiot. It's too early to be touching this stuff. But I just can't help myself. Why am I spending time doing something like this when I could be moving closer to bolting the stuff back up to the frame? Because it's got to look cool. Alright, so with the latest wardrobe change, you can probably tell that we're not going very far very fast. By Texas standards, another winter squall floated into the region, and locals had to actually put some sleeves on, which I really could care less about, but it did drop us below the manufacturer's recommended application temperature, if you give a darn about that sort of thing, which I don't either. Why did I wait to finish this? But you know how it is. Let's finish getting heat into the last parts that we have left to get our top coat on, and then we'll start thinking about reassembly finally. All this driver's side stuff is nice and cured. That's ready to go. You know that satisfying feeling you get when you peel the plastic off something brand new? That's what I'm getting right now. This is just absolute pleasure and pure joy for me. I mean, it's not like it makes my week, but the grass is wet right now, so I'm just using my little concrete landing pad up there, which means I didn't have room for this, the passenger side coil spring. And so while it was waiting in the queue to get into the paint booth, I've had it sitting inside the house actually, and it's pretty warm. But let's get it a little bit warmer with the gun of heat. Oh yeah. Heat that spring up, baby. The next step is finally to assemble these suspension parts. All the work that we've gotten done so far in this video really could have been done in one full day of work or maybe 2 days instead of the close to a week it's taken me with all the setbacks. I'll finally tell you in a second here why the whole bushing removal situation got all goofy, but I am proud and happy of the way that we worked our way through these issues. Although clever, it was all kind of a crippling contrivance. So how this whole bushing removal and installation debacle began was when I was perusing the parts catalog. Maybe I need to eat more carrots or get some spectacles, but in the parts catalog, I swear that I found just the rubber part of the bushing for a 56 Chevy. Just this rubber part right there. So the plan was to order just the rubber and then reuse the inner metal sleeve and reuse the outer sleeve to reuse stock parts because they were in great shape. Bushings are one of those things that I'm buying every year, and over the last year I've bought a lot of standalone rubber bushings for off-road applications and some passenger cars. And the last passenger car that I bought standalone rubber bushings for was, I believe it was a 73 Oldsmobile. I've never ripped apart the front end of a 55 to 57 Chevy. So in the catalog, when I thought I saw just the rubber, I jumped all over it. And then when they arrived and I discovered the metal sleeve, I went back in the catalog and yep, sure enough, the manufacturer switched the picture back before I could catch them. And looking back on it, late 50s General Motors, I know better. I just did all this not that long ago on a 58 Impala. But there's no need to get sore. We're past it now, and I think it's hilarious anyways. I don't know, maybe I should get fitted for a new melon. But any scoozers, the next time I see you, which will be Sunday, February 12th, 2023. Don't ask me how it's 2023. I don't believe it either. But we're gonna finally, after telling you we're gonna do it 50,000 times, we're gonna bolt all these front suspension parts back on the front of the car and compress the coil springs with my homemade tool. I would come back for that video because when you're trying to compress something like this with a homemade tool, even though the tool is proven, you're still setting yourself up for another crippling contrivance. Rolling on a river.